Join me, explore the multiverse, and ask the question, what if?
Everybody knows how Iron Man became Iron Man, how Cap became Cap.
The fun twist is that we go in different directions, and what does that look like?
Like, it's like, wait, what?
What if as a concept and as a comic book is something that would always come up in conversation?
It was almost like it was Marvel's Twilight Zone. For our show, we're not borrowing anything that was pre-done in the comic. We're riffing on the Marvel movie cinematic version of those characters.
That's what's wonderful about this what-if concept. Anything can be explored.
What if Ultron won? What if Thor was never banished? What happens next?
When Brian and Brad pitched the notion of using Norman Rockwell as a basis for the style of the show, I mean, that's my bread and butter. I love that stuff.
It's pretty exciting when you see it all come together.
That's some of the best storytelling we've ever had.
What if gives us a whole new idea of what the physical reality of the universe is. And it's something that's going to be explored in other ways moving forward in our films.
I really believe that deepening fictional mythologies is a way to appreciate them more, is a way to understand them more, look at them in a different way. And they've got now 2 seasons of what if ideas underway that some of the best storytelling we've ever had, and you may see spin into other mediums, but is really the most uniquely beautiful animated series I've seen in a long time.
Obviously, you can spin out any number of what if stories, and it's exciting to do so.
Bucky!
But you're searching for that central thread that could make it feel like essential viewing for the MCU. And what emerged was the relationship between Captain Carter and the Watcher, which is something that evolves in a grand fashion in the 2nd season of the show.
Welcome back, everyone. Happy Comic-Con week. This will be my What If Season 2 teaser trailer video. They released a first look at the series. They explained what the episodes are going to be. They showed off some of the characters, so we'll break it all down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the episodes. Of course, I'll do videos for all the episodes, just like I did for Season 1. They also dropped teaser trailers for Spider-Man Freshman Year and X-Men 97, like the X-Men Revival series. I'll do separate videos for that later today, too. But What If Season 2 is supposed to begin with what if Peggy Carter fought the Hydra Stomper, is basically picking up right where Season 1 left off with that post-credit scene with their version of Captain America Winter Soldier, but the Peggy Carter Captain Carter fighting Steve Rogers as the Hydra Stomper, his version of the Winter Soldier, basically, in a very Iron Man Mark I inspired giant suit. They actually showed off the entire first episode at the panel, like right at the end of the panel, but they showed off a bunch of different shows. Like I said, the X-Men show, the Marvel Zombie show, the Spider-Man Freshman Year show. Don't worry, I will do videos about all the footage from all the different series. But the rest of the What If Season 2 trailer is just filled with appearances by recognizable characters like 3 Spider-Mans recreating the moment from No Way Home on the Statue of Liberty. So they do have an episode inspired by the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, with Tom Holland Spider-Man fighting with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. They said that they would be trading a lot more heavily on Marvel Phase 4 events and like the really big WTF moments that we've seen in the movies the last couple of years so far. So of course they were going to include a bunch of that stuff too. They also showed off footage of a Marvel 1602 episode. If you haven't read that series, it's meant to be an alternate universe set in the past of the year 1602 with basically versions of all the characters but done in this really old-timey way in the 1600s. They also had an episode with the Shang Chi characters fighting Odin in the Asgardians. There was a crazy Mad Max Fury Road looking episode, like a race episode with Valkyrie's character. They also did confirm that they would do the episode that they had to delete from Season 1 basically, like they had to drop the episode after they'd already been working on it for a while, with Iron Man and Gamora on Sakaar fighting Thanos. But right now the plan is for them to do 10 episodes like they were originally going to do during Season 1. There were just some delays because of the virus, that's why there were only 9 episodes. The 10th episode was the missing Iron Man episode of him being stuck on Sakaar. It was basically them giving the plot of Thor Ragnarok to Iron Man and combining it with the first half of Avengers Infinity War with Thanos going around collecting all the Infinity Stones. That's why when they were forming the Guardians of the Multiverse during the finale, you saw that quick sequence with Gamora to explain how she got Thanos' armor and his weapon and then wound up on the Guardians of the Multiverse. The reason why Iron Man is in that junk-looking version of an Iron Man Hulkbuster suit is because somehow he wound up getting sent to Sakaar instead of the Hulk, And while he was there, just like Thor had to fight the contest of champions against the Hulk, Iron Man had to fight against Gamora, but because he's Iron Man, he built himself an Iron Man suit dumpster diving because it's basically a trash planet. So he built himself a Hulk Buster out of trash, call it the Trash Buster. But the idea was that after they fight a little bit, they come together, they team up, and then wind up creating the Infinity Crusher device to destroy that universe's version of the Infinity Stones. They also talked during this about how the Watcher's relationship is going to evolve with Captain Carter and the other characters as well, that new version of Guardians of the Multiverse that they put together. The other really cool thing, if you're looking for clues on episodes, if you look in the background of this promo here, you look at their whiteboard, there's actually 11 episodes that they have up there. What is this mystery 11th episode? We thought there were 10, they whittled it down to 9, so there are 2 missing episodes. But I'm assuming some of these ideas that are on the whiteboard just got pushed to season 2. It says Maria and the Kree saved Carol Danvers, which is probably meant to be what if Maria Rambeau was saved by the Kree instead of Carol Danvers, in service of doing a big reference to the Monica Rambeau version of Captain Marvel. The original female Captain Marvel in the comics, Maria Rambeau is Monica Rambeau's mother. And in this version of events, assuming Maria Rambeau, who was Carol Danvers' fellow test pilot, was just the one to fly the test mission with the faster-than-light Tesseract engine that Mar-Vell was building, meaning that she's the one that got shot down in the crash and then rescued by Jan Rog and the Kree, and would wind up getting a version of a Captain Marvel origin story just flipping the roles. But even cooler, underneath this, designated as Episode 7, it's titled 1988 Avengers. I think that's just meant to be what if the Avengers formed during 1988 earlier in the timeline, who would have been on that team. Just for reference, Tony Stark would have been 18 at the time, so he still would have been finishing at MIT. He graduated MIT really young. Howard Stark would still be in his early 70s, pretty old but still alive to work with the team, like an old man Iron Man. But you notice how much they talk about Daredevil, What If stories, Silver Surfer, Infinity Gauntlet stories. There's a lot of Fantastic Four in here too, just because the Watcher comes from the Fantastic Four comics. So they spend a lot of this talking about Fantastic Four characters. There's a Ghost Rider What If story in there, a Shang Chi What If story, even a Galactus What If story. They do clarify that they're not doing any direct comic book adaptations from the What If comics. They're not doing a copy-paste version of any of the comic book What If stories. They're just riffing on some of those ideas and using MCU characters to do it. And when Kevin Feige talks about seeing the characters show up in other mediums, he's talking about these animated what-if characters from other universes showing up in the live-action Marvel projects, like live-action Marvel Disney Plus series and live-action Marvel movies. Best example of that was a version of Captain Carter showing up in the live-action Doctor Strange 2. But the funny thing is, on the What If Season 2 panel, the producers were very clear that that wasn't our version of Captain Carter, it was just a version very similar to her. Our Captain Carter wouldn't go out that quickly against a version of Wanda like that. So even they were kind of clowning on how quickly Scarlet Witch took out the Illuminati characters. The Doctor 2 Strange writers and producers also said that Sinister Strange was inspired by Supreme Strange, the version that we saw during What If, but obviously they were meant to be different characters as well too. Like Sinister Strange was not the version that we saw during What If. But talking more about Season 2 characters coming back, Doctor Strange Supreme is still probably one of the most important characters to come out of Season 1. The big difference with them going into Season 2 from Season 1 is that they were actually writing all the Season 1 episodes before they knew about what was happening during the Marvel Phase 4 projects, which is why you don't see Alligator Loki running around during What If Season 1. The advantage now is that when they were writing all the scripts, they knew what was happening during Marvel Phase 4, so they can incorporate new characters from the newer Marvel Phase 4 movies and Disney Plus series. They talked about doing characters from the Shang Chi movie, Eternals characters. Obviously, they know what happens to Spider-Man No Way Home, and they can do Spider-Man characters. But they'll also know about Thor Love and Thunder, Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, along with Yelena Belova from the Black Widow movie, who's now the de facto main Black Widow of the MCU in present day. And like I said, all the Loki variants, Alligator Loki, TVA Loki, Mobius, Renslayer, Kang, He Who Remains, even what happened during WandaVision, Billy and Tommy, White Vision, John Walker, U.S. Agent, the new Falcon version of Captain America, Val, Madam Hydra, the Contessa, all of them will eventually start showing up during What If episodes, either Season 2, Season 3, and because this teaser just features so much Ghost Rider, Daredevil, Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four stuff, even Galactus stuff, part of what they explain is the limit on their series is they can only do characters that have already shown up in the series and in the movies so far. Deadpool would also be an easy slam dunk too, so eventually Deadpool will show up in the What If series just because he's tailor-made for that kind of stuff. So everyone, let me know in the comments which new characters from Marvel Phase 4 do you want to see show up during Season 2, and what kind of stories do you want them to do? What'll happen though is my next big trailer video will be my Spider-Man freshman year teaser trailer. I'll post that later today. Make sure you enable alerts for my channel so you don't miss that. I'll also do a separate video for the Marvel Zombies teaser trailer that'll post in the next couple of days as well. There's going to be a bunch of trailers tomorrow too. I'll probably also try to do a teaser trailer video for X-Men 97. If I do, that'll post early Saturday morning. Tomorrow we're probably going to get the Black Panther 2 trailer. There might be a new She-Hulk trailer too, because that series is only a couple weeks away before premiering. While you wait for everything, everyone click here for my Black Panther 2 trailer video. I'll update the link as soon as I post that, and you can click here for my Spider-Man freshman year teaser trailer video. I'll update the link as soon as I post that too. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and happy Comic-Con week.